Hey, Eggsy, come on over to Rumble. Ugh. Scanner's quiet. Ugh. Go away the lane. Closure. It's different. What's my favorite color? Got a few of them. Yeah, I'm going to dash for a few hours, then I got to meet my possible business partner, and we're going to have a chat about a few things. I want to get a few things straight before we even make an offer to this guy. Oh, you're asking Trump what his favorite color is? Come on, you knew that one. I like green and gold. I mean, green and black and blue. Obviously, blue.
Yeah, fine. You got donated 210 back in the station. You're clear.
Yeah, I'm going to swing up to Swanton first. Start from there.
29-23 with you today.
Okay. He's not going to be. He's in Cleveland right now, so he's not going to be back in town till later on this evening. So, good after 8 or so. So I'll get a few hours in.
Like definition. 27. You would as a requirement.
Except streetlights. Where are there blue streetlights? I don't like blue lights on top of cars. I'll tell you that. Gold and silver. That's not a color. That's a. I mean, it is. They are colors, but that's not what their thought is on it. I like your thinking. It's pretty dead. The scanner's pretty dead, so I'm going to turn the radio on. I think. Let me see if there's something else nearby. I'm trying to think of where there's blue and purple streetlights. Outside your building. Oh, like UV light. Okay, I know what you guys are talking about now. Like black lights. Gotcha. I don't like people's headlights out of those. Those new headlights are a pain in the butt because half the time you think they got their brights on. even if they don't. This motorcycle's coming up fast on me, behind me. Slow it down a little bit. What's up, Ninja? Here we go. We got some speed now. Speed just went up. Oh, shit. Scanner's dead. We tried.
Whether it's law and order, safety and security, illegal immigration, deporting illegal immigrants, Democrats voted for the largest tax cut in history, and by doing so, voting for the largest tax increase in American history. They didn't stand up for American workers, and they had an opportunity to stand up for American workers. No tax on tips and no tax on overtime. They voted against it. They voted against protecting seniors. No tax on Social Security. Then, of course, they want to tell you what car to put in your driveway. They voted against every measure that will lower the cost of the lifeblood of the world's economy, which is energy. And then, of course, Donald Trump has helped bring peace in 7 different countries, and he's still trying to bring peace with Europe, with Putin and Zelensky, and hopefully it'll be successful. No guarantee, but hopefully. So I think on issues heading into 26, it's going to be very, very different than whatever gubernatorial races take place in a blue state and a purple state. Anyway, here to analyze all of this and why the Democrats are doubling down on dumb and dumber and stupid is former Speaker of the House, a professor in his own right, a historian in his own right, and friend of the program, Newt Gingrich is with us. You seem to understand this more than anybody. And your latest New York Times bestseller is called Trump's Triumph, America's Greatest Comeback. I think we're in the middle of it.
Well, I think we are, and I think that's part of the challenge, that there are so many things happening simultaneously. There's closing the border, fighting crime in Washington, D.C., passing the largest tax increase in history, dealing with federal spending, dealing with Gaza and Ukraine and a host of other places. I mean, we've never seen a president active on as many different fronts simultaneously. And the result is, I think that there's a certain amount of confusion about what does it all mean, what's going to happen. And many years ago, Michael Barone, who was one of the great students of politics, noted that everywhere in the West, when the left-wing media and the left-wing activists could dominate, the country would seem to go towards the left.
He doesn't need to get over. I don't know why the fuck he's getting over.
People started to pay attention. They looked at the arguments. They began to shift back to the right. And so what you have, I think, right now is a period where it's not clear to people how it's going to work out. There's so many things going on. This is partially Trump style, which is
rum ham. What the hell's that mean?
Every single thing in parallel. But it also means that at some point probably not till January, February, maybe with the State of the Union. They're going to have to consolidate the message and get across to people what they're trying to do. My hunch is that by next summer, and this is purely a hunch, we're going to see a dramatically stronger economy. We're going to see massive investments, and we're going to see a level of momentum towards a better America. That's going to be very,
He switched lanes and then got right back over.
But in the short run, it's the turmoil that people see, and the
I don't even
confusion.
think he knows what he wants to do.
You see this, for example, negotiating all the tariffs simultaneously. I think they have 170 tariff negotiations underway all at the same time.
What the hell's rum and ham mean?
For a normal person, this just seems like an awful lot to be happening and hard to understand the totality of it.
Well,
I think on that truck.
The reason I'm more optimistic, maybe even than you are, is I see the building blocks for economic success. We've learned historically that when you cut taxes, in spite of predictions of doom and gloom and massive budget deficits, just the opposite ends up being true. Reagan cut taxes, the top marginal rates from 70 to 28%. Revenues to the federal government doubled. 21 million new jobs were created. It became, at the time, the longest period of peacetime economic growth in the history of the country. Add to that, and I don't think you can actually calculate the impact on the economy, but Trump opening up energy and pushing towards energy dominance and making a deal with the European Union for nearly $1 trillion in committed purchases for our energy is incalculable. Add to that the $15+ trillion in committed monies in manufacturing for automobiles and pharmaceuticals and semiconductor chips and rare earths, all which are going to come online very quickly because the One Big Beautiful Bill offers companies that are involved in manufacturing 100% bonus appreciation in year one, which means it will incentivize them to build these places and get these things up and running.
Well, no, I think that's all right. And look, I'm not in any way pessimistic. I think by next summer, I'm simply trying to describe, I think there's a sense of turmoil. I think there's a sense of confusion. I think if you look at the underlying fundamental patterns, they are actually building towards a golden age in the future. And if you look at the scale of the investment, not just investment, but the scale of sales. I mean, the number of, if you're Boeing, Donald J. Trump is the best salesman you've ever had. And the number of countries that are now saying, I'd like to buy some more planes, just by itself would lead to a huge impact on the economy. But as you point out, it goes way beyond that. The natural gas sales, in fact, we're likely to have liquefied American natural gas replacing Russian gas in Europe. That's one of the big geopolitical win and a big economic win. And a lot of these different things are going on simultaneously. And I would say that the challenge for us is that we're right in the middle of setting the stage, but the stage isn't completely set yet.
And listen, my hope and my prayer is, I'll tell you what my hope and prayer is for, is that every American has this opportunity to prosper and to do well. And I really believe that these manufacturing jobs, and I don't know why past presidents have given up on it. I don't know if you recall, but Obama said that it's never coming back, meaning automobile manufacturing and other manufacturing. I'm like, why would you even want to believe that? That makes zero sense to me. And here it is, and you can add to the economic equation, the billions and hundreds of billions of dollars in monies that are going to be coming into the federal treasury. I mean, they're talking about, $4 trillion in savings over 10 years because of tariffs. Everybody predicted that would destroy the economy. Just the opposite ends up being true. We saw second quarter growth jump to 3.3%. And now with an inflation rate at the Fed benchmark of 2.0%. Which means that Jerome Powell, in my view, has no choice.
I missed the always sunny
I would imagine
part.
the next Fed chair is going to drop interest rates immediately
Driving.
by at least a point.
I think you're going to see interest rates start down in September.
Well, I think you're right, but I think it's only going to be 0.25 basis point because I think he hates Trump more than he cares about the economy.
Although he did come out this week and say he thought on balance that Trump was right on tariffs.
He did say that, which is a pretty big concession coming from him.
When she's got her natural blonde hair, she looks like Sweet D.
It's like having the mayor of Washington explain that Trump actually had reduced crime. I mean,
well, can you explain it to me? It's inexplicable. You got 58 people shot, you got 8 people dead, and that is a typical weekend in Chicago. and the vitriol of the mayor and the governor of Illinois and the mayor of Chicago, I can't explain it.
Well, look, they live in an echo chamber where you start with Trump is evil, therefore anything Trump's doing is bad. Facts cannot be allowed to get in the middle. And I think in Chicago, to a peculiar degree, and it may almost be racist in its background, is this sense that, well, most of the people who get shot probably deserved it, and that's a bad part of the city. And I actually saw somebody say this in Chicago the other day, who was deeply opposed to Trump coming in and said, well, all these killings don't matter because they're not in our neighborhood. Well, I think if you think everybody who's getting killed is an American, they sure as heck do matter. And I raised the question on both X and Truth Social this weekend. If a mayor can't protect the people of a city, does the U.S. government have an obligation to protect them if they're in the process of getting shot and killed? And I think this is a very important question because most of these big cities are so anti-police and so pro-criminal. I mean, if you go to New Orleans, for example, which is a huge crisis in crime, the last mayor, Mayor Landrieu, reduced the police force from 1,500 down to 900. And you take 600 people off the street, you're going to get a lot more time. That's the kind of attitude across the country that has crippled the police, increased the crime level, and is done by politicians who are frankly more pro-criminal than they are pro-safety.
All right, quick break with former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, on the other side. Then your call's coming up, 800-941-SEAN, if you want to be part of the program. Listen, if you're living paycheck to paycheck or you can't make ends meet and you're putting bare necessities on your credit
I got to answer a text real quick on this phone and before I put it into do not disturb mode. So the stream's going to glitch out for a second. So bear with me. I'll be right back.
And every homeowners that find themselves underwater with credit card debt is saving them an average of $800 a month. They're using their home equity to wipe out high interest credit card debt. No upfront fee.
Just had to put it on do not disturb. Too many texts were coming through and it was fucking shit up.
And if you start today, you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments and get started out right away. Anyway, call AmericanFinancing.net. It's 866-615-9200. 866-615-9200. On the web, it's AmericanFinancing.net.
MLS 18234, MLS Consumer Justice Network, APR for rates in the 5 states.
What's happening, everybody?
866-615-9200, AmericanFinancing.net/Hannity. Details about credit costs and terms. You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Open Phone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Open Phone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Open Phone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Open Phone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Open Phone. Open Phone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Open Phone for free at openphone.com/PAT.
If you're one of the
interesting call.
behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open
Sorry, it keeps going out. I don't know, must be in a bad area. Acting squirrely today. So you got an interesting call, you say? What's that? Shit's not working.
What if you could have all three at the same time? That's exactly what Cohere, Thomson Reuters, and Specialized Bikes have, since they upgraded to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run any workload in a high availability, consistently high performance environment and spend less than you would with other clouds. How is it faster? OCI's block storage gives you more operations per second. Cheaper? OCI costs up to 50% less for compute.
I got the other hat too, and it's in the back seat.
80% less for networking. Better? In test after test, OCI customers report lower latency and higher bandwidth
Just in
versus
case.
other clouds. This is the cloud built for AI and all your biggest workloads. Right now, with zero commitment, try OCI for free. Head to oracle.com/patriot. That's oracle.com/patriot.
Navigating the professional job search is hard. You know the perfect job is out there. You're just not sure how to find it. Let Specialized Recruiting Group help find a role that fits. With companies that are hiring now. Get started at srgpros.com. Specialized Recruiting Group offers a path to contract and full-time roles. Take the next step in your career at srgpros.com. That's srgpros.com.
On Fox 1, you can stream your favorite news, sports, and entertainment. Live, all in one app. It's raw and unfiltered. This is the best thing ever. Watch breaking news as it breaks. Breaking tonight, we're following two major stories. Catch history in the making. Debates, drama, touchdown. It's all here, baby. Fox 1, we live for live. Streaming now.
America is built on hard work and powered by American energy. Chevron has
Hey, Jared.
invested $4 billion with local businesses across all 50 states since 2022, fueling infrastructure and communities, all while strengthening local economies. Last year, Chevron increased U.S. production nearly 20%, powering communities and businesses from the heartlands to the coast. We're helping to fuel America's energy advantage, building a brighter future right here at home. Visit chevron.com/America to discover more.
This is Sirius XM Patriot, Channel 125. We continue. Former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, is with us. Even Liberal Joe was challenging the mayor, Brandon Johnson. Well, if you had 5,000 more cops, he asked them 5 times in a row. Do you think that your city would be safer? The mayor would not answer that simple question. Then he called on J.D. Pritzker, apparently, to partner up with Trump after this deadly weekend in Chicago. Now, again, I think Joe has ulterior motives. I think Joe realizes that legacy media and hating Trump media is dead. So I think he's trying to, kind of salvage his career somehow. Good luck to him. But even he is recognizing simple fundamental truth, which is very, very rare for MSDNC.
As far as I'm concerned,
Joe Tapper.
If he can come out in favor of being a crime-fighting liberal, I'm for him staying on the air. That will cause...
I don't have any problem with any of them staying on the air. As a matter of fact, I'm perfectly content with them all staying on the air because they're doing so bad. I'm happy with that.
He might actually create a whole new niche as a liberal who's opposed to crime.
Well, he could, but I mean, you do have a gubernatorial candidate in Virginia that's trying to be anti-crime. I mean, it's sort of like the anti-Mamdani strategy, knowing that Glenn Youngkin is so popular that the only way that they could win is to be something that they're probably not, which is, pro-police, because the Democrats have really, really embraced defund, dismantle, no bail laws, and reimagine the police and send in the social workers.
Well, but she's also come out and said she wants to turn Virginia into a sanctuary state.
She did say that part too. That is correct.
Yeah, and that's an invitation to crime, and she can't square the circle. It's very clear that she is a very radical Democrat who is really good at pretending to be normal.
The really radical Democrat that's really good at pretending to be normal. The whole party's been radicalized. Jerry Nadler retired.
By the way,
I am predicting the odds are very high. Schumer's going to retire, especially if he thinks.
This looks like he's trying to take me home, but I'm going right past the house.
We'll see what happens.
No, I agree with you. I think Schumer recognizes that in a statewide primary now, that he has a very high likelihood of losing.
Are you kidding? He has a 17% approval rating, and AOC against Schumer in New York was almost a 30% advantage. He's done, and that's why he's afraid to take on the radicals that are now running his party. Him and Minority Leader Jeffries are leaders in name only to me.
Well, and that's why the election next year will be fascinating, because it's going to be a referendum at one level on Mamdani and AOC and Sanders and the whole big government socialist model. And I think that model's about an 18 to 20% model.
By the way, you saw earlier today in Huntsville, when I was there, Redstone Arsenal, et cetera, and they're still there, we referred to it as Rocket City, USA, confirming Space Force is going to move there. I'm happy for the people of Huntsville. We met just outside of Huntsville in 1990 in a Holiday Inn when I interviewed you for a speech you were giving.
And you were a mere child at the time.
I was a little raw back then, no doubt about it. I needed a little more practice. Mr. Speaker, we always appreciate you being with us. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
I'm going right past the house. I mean, it's the driveways or the roads. The second one on the left. Not this one with the next one. It's weird.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty,
must be faster this way to get to Swanton than taking all those other back roads.
Engine repair? Would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your
need to go to Speedway and clean my windshield off first.
Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value free.
Call your fast free quote today. Call 800-294-7532. That's 800-294-7532. 800-294-7532. 2026 Freightliner Cascadias are now available to lease at SFI. These trucks have top-of-the-line features designed to help boost your bottom line, including advanced safety technology, fuel-saving specs, and interior driver comforts. Plus, brand new trucks are backed by factory direct warranties for added peace of mind when every dollar you make and spend is more important than ever. Enjoy superior truck specs and better MPG when you lease a truck from SFI. Shop new and gently used trucks at SFItrucks.com. That's SFItrucks.com.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify.
Cunt gun.
You need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation.
Got like a cunt gun.
You only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. And check what debt reduction you may qualify for. Call 800-947-7722. That's 800-947-7722.
Chat keeps kicking back in.
800-947-7722. He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress.
Punt gun.
Dick Durbin. And now Dick Durbin has a new scheme, a government takeover of your credit card.
Punt gun.
Today, consumers have thousands of choices of credit cards.
Holy crap.
Strong security. But Durbin's plan is less competition and less security. And that means more risk for your credit and your identity. Tell Republicans in Congress.
It's fucking huge. What the hell's this? I got in some insurance list or something, man. I've been getting fucking calls all day.
Durbin's takeover of your credit card before it's too late.
Listen, not all Berman, Chuck, and now this is Chuck. If someone talks you into buying something really silly, you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you a timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-420-2255. That's 800-420-2255. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
My neighbor?
find a needle in a
Yeah.
haystack. Sure, you can post your job with some job board, but then all you can do is
My neighbor.
the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/news. That's ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter.com/news.
Are you facing an unexpected financial emergency? You need WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com could help you get up to $5,000 fast. WeFixMoney.com is free to use, available 24/7, and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Go to the name you
I thought you said you did. You talked to him last week.
If you need emergency cash up to $5,000 for bills or anything else, type WeFixMoney.com directly in your browser. That's WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com. Channel 125.
I can just send it to you if you want me to.
The radio show the mainstream media loves to hate. This is the Sean Hannity Show.
I-25 now told the top of the hour, 800-941-SEAN. If you want to be a part of the program, listen, you're always looking for ways to save money. It's just smart. It's basic, simple, common sense for everybody, right? Okay. That's where Pure Talk comes in.
I thought, is that when he was telling you about the motorcycle?
You get the same exact service.
He sent me pictures of the motorcycle he was selling.
And look, it's, I'd like to tell you cell phones last forever. They don't. When's the last time you bragged about your wireless company, for example? The big carriers, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. But I can brag about my carrier a lot. My carrier gave away 1,000 American flags to deserving veterans. It's a veteran-owned company. They forgave $10 million in veterans' debt. Did you know my wireless company raised almost $500,000 to prevent vet suicide? In other words, when your wireless company is buying Pure Talk, there is a way to brag about it. You can brag about the coverage you get with Pure Talk. And it's the exact same as the big carriers, and the average family saves over $1,000 a year for the exact same service. You get unlimited talk, unlimited text, plenty of data, $25 a month. And it's time to make the switch. It's simple, it's fast, it's easy. You dial pound 250, say the keyword save now. Do it now, you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Pound 250 on your
Kilted is in here all the time. He would know if something happened with him. So.
Well, I noticed when I took a couple of days off, Rosie O'Donnell's back. Rosie O'Donnell, you know, we had this shooting that took place in Minneapolis at this school and this church. Such a sad tragedy. And, you know, did you notice, like, I love how the media works. It's like, you get somebody on Twitter, what a dumb idea Hannity had. What a stupid idea on X. You know, when I said, well, if you want to prevent school shootings, I think I have a way. But if you have a better way, tell me what it is. This is why I don't read this. It only showed up in an article that Sweet Baby James printed out for me. And I'm not sure if you saw it. And people were trolling me or my suggestion. If you have a better idea, I will fall on the sword. I'll even give a reward for a better idea, because I'd rather keep kids safe and alive and secure so that they can pursue the talent God put inside them, because the word education is from the Latin derivative educare, which means to bring forth from within. And I'm sure all of these keyboard warriors in their underwear, in their parents' basement, that are anonymous on X, know all about it as they're trolling me. What a dumb idea. What a simplistic idea. And then it's picked up by all the news services. MSN, you know, one liberal media outlet, again, legacy media, they're dead. Then it's picked up everywhere. It goes everywhere. You know, then it's on the Huffington Post, and it's here and there. I'm like, James, why are you handing me this crap? I don't care what these people think. First of all, the people that started the narrative are a bunch of people either naked or in their underwear, in their parents' basement,
freckle on your dick?
Anonymously, you know, spending
you're the one that brings it up
on X because they don't have a job. Because otherwise, they would have the intelligence to understand this is a simple, effective solution. Let me just, what was my idea?
Scrub the fuck out of this windshield real quick.
All of these articles that every school in America should have metal detectors. Every one of them. Everyone should have retired, trained military, retired, trained law enforcement, not only surrounding the outside and the perimeter to make sure that nobody can get in the school, and somebody can have.
I'll be right back.
Okay, if you're outside the perimeter, no, there would be plainclothes people that probably the kids would come to love and respect, and maybe they'd come to love and respect law enforcement. I wonder if these idiotic
fill the fucking
that have covered every
fluid in that stupid thing.
On down, if they have a better idea than I do,
try this one.
Fall on the sword and say your idea is better. This isn't about who is right. It's a matter of what is right. It's a matter of keeping kids in schools safe and secure. It's simple for me. I'd like children to go home to mommy and daddy at night. Simple. So I like metal detectors in every school in the country. Every single one. Retired, trained, law enforcement, voluntary.
Oh yeah, about texting you. I remember her mentioning that. You were like, you guys were chatting for about 10 minutes before you figured out who it was. Yeah, she thought that was hilarious.
Because I do believe the legacy.
Not a single one of the fucking squeegees there had fucking fluid in the bucket.
Before I took a couple of days off, take a whole
so
week
to a different gas station before we go live.
3 days off.
My windshield is fucked up.
And this is what I said before I went away. The last show that I did. And then all of a sudden, Sweet Baby James has to hit me with 15 articles about he's an idiot. Linda, you'd be the first. You would love to call me an idiot if you could. Do you think, back in New York? I didn't know we
were doing fake news hour in the 5:30 anymore. Is that coming back?
No, is there any...
When is Hannity not pushing the police state or warmongering?
Most of the people making rules and laws for our children, number one...
Honestly, when is he not doing that?
Number two, have never worked in a school building, nor do they know anything about it. They don't go to the school board meetings. They don't know what the school looks like. They don't go to orientation night.
See if Sicko has some squeegee fluids.
I will say one thing we could add to this conversation is that our sponsor, Berna, has something called a shield.
Love that.
And I have one for all of my kids. They all have one either in their cars or in their backpack, and they take them with them to classes and schools. And it literally will stop a bullet. So if you have a child who's of school age, you can put. I would say put it.
Kennedy's getting.
There was that was the guy that was in an office building, and then they
Here in Columbus, on the Circle.
When they barricaded the office buildings and shut them down. It was
where we are, where this show is, the studio. Sorry, I know you love Florida, but some of us.
Sorry, my show originates from the free state of Florida.
Well, some of us have to live here in barricaded couches.
You choose. I think my idea would work. Yes, it would work in most cases. In most cases, probably every case, because it would prevent people from even daring to try anymore. Katie.
Yes, I think it would work. I actually like your idea with the Simply Safe of having the AI cameras out there too when intruders come onto the property.
Of course, you use technology. The people that are saying it wouldn't work also said the National Guard wouldn't stop any crime in D.C. So, it's pretty bad. Listen, I've been at this a long time. You weren't even born when this radio show started, just for the record. So, in all truth, when Sweet Baby James hands me a pile of garbage of people attacking me. Now, there have been, over the years, legitimate listener or viewer feedback that I listen to, and I'm like, okay, obviously this is an organized effort to prevent law enforcement, trained law enforcement, and trained military people from ever getting near a school. They don't, just like they don't want the guard in D.C., just like they don't want the guard in Chicago. 58.
There we go. Looks good now.
But they're doing a great job. And that's a predictable weekend. Anyway.
All right, we're going to go live as far as DoorDash here, and then we'll see where it takes us. We'll probably take us into Toledo. That's where I'm going to end up anyway.
So about the Minnesota shooting, and it brought me right back to Columbine in 1999 when I just could not get it through my head that students in America were shooting each other in schools. And this was a church inside a Catholic school. And what was a white guy, Republican,
white guy,
MAGA person.
Republican, MAGA.
What do you know?
What do you know?
White supremacist.
White supremacist. Wrong. And then she was called out on lying and rushing to judgment, and she apologized. Listen.
I know a lot of you were very upset about the video I made before I went away for a few days. I didn't go online and haven't seen the
dirt.
But you are right. I did not do my due diligence before I made that emotional statement. And I said things about the shooter that were incorrect. I assumed, like most shooters, they followed a standard MO and had standard, feelings of NRA loving kind of gun people. Anyway, the truth is, I messed up, and when you mess up, you fess up. I'm sorry. This is my apology video, and I hope it's enough.
Rosie, as long as you stay away in Ireland, it's enough. I'm happy with that. You can sound dumb all you want. All right, let's get to our busy telephones. 800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of the program. Hutch is in Minnesota. Hey, Hutch, how are you? Glad you called.
Doing good. Real quick, give you a quick background. Retired U.S. Infantry, Combat Arms. Worked with St. Paul Bomb Squad. Worked with SWAT teams here in the state of Minnesota. Right after 1999, April was when the shooting took place. Columbine, May, I went in and I talked with some individuals in the school system, told them exactly what you were talking about last week. And of having retired military personnel on hand to confront anybody that comes in. And they said, we don't need anything that extreme. And that's kind of been their viewpoint ever since, to this day.
Well, how's it working out for them?
Yeah, not very well. One thing I would kind of point out, Sean, you said last week, I'd say the whole burner thing, great for a teacher.
I don't know what it is.
Meet the individual that's trying to get in with firearms with superior firepower. So, you same thing, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Don't bring a burner to somebody that's got, powder going off.
Well, listen, there are situations that I think it can be very effective. Linda particularly was talking about the shield. But if you have trained, armed, retired, military, and law enforcement, people that have devoted their whole lives to protecting others, I think it would be a smart thing to do.
Oh, it's outstanding because, but the one thing I kind of disagree with, I kind of think in the realm of it being kind of any officer in an area somewhere around the school watching a monitor, and they're not really going to become super friendly with the kids. Not mean to the kids, but they're basically there to break glass in case of a perpetrator. You know what I mean?
Yep. But however, if you had enough volunteers, it would be good. Anyway, I appreciate you checking in with us. God bless you. Thank you for your service, by the way. Jeff in North Carolina. What's up, Jeff? How are you?
First off, thank you for what you do. You have no idea. I've been listening for 25 plus years, and it's just great to finally talk to you. First, Philadelphia, Nashville, Aberdeen, Denver, they were all trans. Minneapolis trans. The Colorado Springs guy was non-binary. From what we can establish through listening to everybody, they all take almost the same hormone pills. They're on the same drugs. They've been through the same system. There's got to be some kind of similarity there. That something that they're taking is wrong. It's wrong.
Well, first of all, we don't know what this person was on. We don't have a toxicology report.
To be honest, if I could afford it, my kids wouldn't have gone to public schools.
Because when I was off a couple of days, Caitlyn Jenner called me about this issue and is upset that they're jumping the gun and saying it's trans related, et cetera, et cetera. Let me just speak more broadly and generally, because we don't have any facts about this individual in terms of whether or not they were transitioning or not transitioning, medications. It could be antidepressive medicine. It could be, we're an overprescribed society. And we definitely need to look at prescription medications for young adults and ask ourselves whether or not there is a connection to that and this type of behavior, period. And that means all medications. And I don't know what answer we're going to come up with. I think there's an appropriate time and place for everything, to be honest. I wish I had more time to delve into this with you more deeply. Listen, if you need to communicate with grandma, an elderly relative that maybe is not doing well, or maybe your kids, but you don't want your kids on the internet, or your employees, or your fellow employees, or your employer, Rapid
I don't agree with that.
You're going to love it. Go to rapidradios.com. You can stay connected.
Completely, anyway.
Touch connection. Grandma, checking in.
But yeah, it makes you compliant, basically.
Better? I know you weren't feeling well yesterday. Anything you need, I can have it delivered. Just tell me what you want. Or if you're a foreman, you can get in touch with security. Or if you want to get in touch with your kids. This is the beauty, and it's on a nationwide LTE network. Remember when you were a kid, you played with the walkie-talkie. It was a great toy. No, this is industrial strength, two-way, group chat, private calls, battery life that goes on for days, no subscription fee ever, no monthly fee ever. And you're going to love Rapid Radios. You're going to love this technology. It's ready to go right out of the box when you get it. And it gives you peace of mind. You can stay in contact with anybody, any place, anytime in the country because it's on that nationwide LTE network. You're going to love this technology, and you're ultimately going to save a lot of money. Just go to rapidradios.com. That's rapidradios.com.
There's not a whole lot about what he says that I agree with.
And you're going to love this technology, especially for
But there ain't a whole lot of other shit to listen to on fucking XM. What time do the Tigers play? Ooh. As I say that, 6:40, okay.
Always honoring our servicemen and servicewomen and standing up for liberty every day. Sean Hannity.
Wife just got home.
Honey?
What was that?
That was our garage door.
That's not good. Try pushing the button. Yikes. Let's not do that again. Let's call garage.com like right now.
You can call garage.com?
Yeah, 844-GARAGE-4. They help find the right licensed and insured garage door technicians fast. We can even get same-day service for garage door repairs, maintenance, and
Hey,
installation
Minnie.
with quality parts, if this one's done.
It kind of seems done.
It really does.
Should we think about getting a whole
He's alive.
garage.com? This old one's kind of ugly.
Well, I hear that's the #1 garage upgrade.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't seeing. Nobody was in YouTube, so I wasn't seeing it. Sorry.
Ooh, and a wet bar. And maybe
8357. All the cool kids are over in Rumble, man.
Okay, let's get this door taken
Plus,
care
it's
of.
first of the month. I need chattas. I need chattas.
Right?
Yep, call 844-GARAGE-4 for immediate service with garage.com.
Power's out. Tensions rise. What happens next is up to you. I'm former Navy SEAL Cade Courtley. When disaster
No,
how you
Rumble loves emojis. I even get the cool ones. Hey, wait, you're in. So let me get you a membership.
almost anything to get their hands on power.
Yes.
Prepared and staying discreet may be what keeps you alive. That's why I trust the Patriot Power Generator 2500X from 4 Patriots. It's fume-free, silent, and powerful enough to run your fridge, freezer, CPAP, even medical devices. With no gas, no noise, and no unwanted attention. Just clean, quiet power when you need it most. And right now, for National Preparedness Month only, you'll get a free expansion pack plus a free solar panel. That's a $2,100 value. Yours free. This has never been done before.
It's taking forever for it to
Never
pop up.
happened
This
again.
phone is
Go to
acting
4
with the
Patriots.
squirrely. Here we go.
That's the number 4 Patriots.
There we go.
To claim your free expansion pack and free solar panel. Don't wait until it's too late. Prepare before the panic. On Fox 1, you can stream your favorite news, sports, and entertainment. Live, all in one.
Ooh, Raspberry Pi, huh?
Unfiltered. This is the best thing ever. Watch breaking news as it breaks. Breaking tonight, we're following 2 major stories. Catch history.
Oh, they came through on YouTube. I'm seeing them over here now. Pink Taco's over there. 357's over here.
It's all here, baby. Fox 1, we live for live.
Yeah, I wasn't even looking at that phone.
Markets has never been easier. TrueTrade introduces
Been logging into DoorDash.
AI-assisted trading platform. No trading experience? No problem. Just purchase their platform, connect your trading account, download their mobile app, and turn it on. It's that simple. No need to worry about what or when to trade. With just one click, their AI software handles everything for you. No learning, no experience, no headaches. Whether you're trading a single
No worries, man. Sometimes we need some times.
Software runs on auto.
Glad you're
AI risk management protecting your downside. Don't have funds to trade?
you're hanging in there.
TrueTrade offers an unprecedented money-back guarantee on their software. Plus, get a guarantee of at least $300,000 in tradable funds. You keep the profits. Join thousands worldwide
We need you.
already profiting from their AI-driven trade technology. Are you ready to step up your cash flow? Head over to TrueTrade.io. That's TrueTrade.
He likes brown eye pie, does he?
That's TrueTrade.io. Investing involves risks, including the potential loss of principal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. See terms and conditions.
With networks like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, and more, Sling is the best way to get the news you care about.
I could never make them work right. We had one of those we used on one of our conference room TVs because it wasn't a smart TV. We used it to bring in the PowerPoints and stuff. Thing was so slow.
Visit sling.com/.
All right, 357, welcome in anyway.
Channel 125 and on the
Midwest sent you. Yeah, I just got pictures of it. That's what I heard. I'll ask around. I don't know many people that ride Hondas, so. Looks nice though, man. If I can afford it, I might even consider it. I'm looking to buy a bar, so.
What do the people think? Do they want safety and security, law and order? She'll tell us. Also, Tom Homan will join us. Oh, Stephen A. Smith in studio tonight. You don't want to miss that. Nigel Farage looks like he will be the next prime minister of Great Britain if the polls hold up. Why? Immigration. Huge issue. And you see in Europe now, following Donald Trump's lead, Clay Travis tonight, Say DVR, 9 Eastern, Hannity on Fox. We'll see you tonight.
And how much you looking to raise? I mean, maybe we could do a give, send, go or something like that. Do some marathon streams. I'd be willing to do it.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming,
I can't do both. I'll be lucky. It's going to be a nice couple $100,000 for this bar.
Revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-611-8892. 800
I think I'm going to have to head in toward Toledo, or usually there's some orders in Swanton by now.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You want to run a successful business?
Looking pretty dead right now.
And if you don't have the right people, nothing else is going to work. That's why I use ZipRecruiter to hire. I'm Marcus Lamanis, the leader of 2 public companies and investor in businesses across America. And for me, success comes down to the 3 Ps: people, process, and product. Thousands of people are on ZipRecruiter looking for work. People with the skills and experience to do your job right. You post a job, and they find you qualified candidates fast. You don't need to wait around. With ZipRecruiter, you can find the right person right away. And a strong team means fewer fires to put out and a lot less stress at the end of the day. ZipRecruiter, the #1 rated hiring site according to G2, because it works. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Marcus. ZipRecruiter.com/Marcus. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Marcus.
This is Patriot.
The only leader in the world that can talk to both of them and bring them both to a meeting is Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States. He's the only one. And the fact that he's willing to do it is something that every American, including Democrats, should be happy that we have a peace president. We should be proud that we have a president that's made peace a priority in this administration.
Conservative principles live here.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Curtis Lima, the colorful creator of New York City's Guardian.
Well, one of the 20%, I'm a 40, my buddy's a 40, and the 20%er is a gay dude, so.
Can you win with votes? Well, if I start with 28% and I get it up to about 33, 34, in this scenario with 4 people running, 3 of whom are Democrats, you know, Zorhan obviously is very unique. He's way to the left. But then again, Cuomo and Adams, listen to the way they talk.
Ah, beautiful friends, what an amazing day it is. Welcome back. I hope you have returned from your Labor Day celebration restored and bursting full of energy. We've got a great stream planned ahead today. Quick preview, and then we'll zoom in for further detail. But here's what's coming up. We've got a bunch of stuff happening today. We're going to start out by going over to a D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals decision that is giving the old legal proverbial backhand to this judge right here, Judge Tanya Sue Chutkan. We remember her from the January 6th prosecution against the president. And what a rigged case that was. Well, she made another adverse ruling to Trump, and now she's been reversed. And what's so fun about this is she had some discretion in this decision, and they say she abused it. So abuse of discretion.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And she met it, and now she's.
No, he's saying he isn't Viking Bar.
The American taxpayer is going to save something like $16 billion or something like that. Lee Zeldin is very excited about it.
Well, if I get a chance, I'll send some video of the inside of this place. I mean, we're actually looking because it's the place next to it is a catering place, but they're getting ready to retire, and we're thinking about knocking the wall down next to it. Make it doubling its size almost.
You can go complain about your canceled money, but you can't call it a
constitutional
crisis or due process problem or whatever. Go file your claims in the proper court. So we'll go through
that. Then we gotta
talk about this woman. Her name is.
I think there's too much liability with axe tossing.
And she's on Instagram or X or Facebook, whatever.
It takes too much space.
At Nath.Jones. And she was arrested, and there was a complaint with an arrest warrant that was filed against her. She posted some insane things on the interwebs.
The Flaming Viking.
Like, what?
You got jokes today, man.
Okay, coming out of their throat. Not good. It needs to stay in your throat. So we'll go through what the criminal complaint is against this woman. But the real shocking thing, people say a lot of crazy things, is that the judge who released her out of custody is a very interesting judge who we know right here, Judge Boasberg. So we'll go through it. We'll see what's happening. We'll see what the conditions are, whether she's got any criminal history or what's going on. So we'll see what the latest is on that one. Before we turn our attention, man, we got trial coming up.
Rainbow Viking.
Selection in less than a week on Monday. Ryan Ruth, the attempted Trump assassin, is going to be on trial. And he's submitting very interesting motions in his defense. Remember, he fired his attorneys, and now he's going to be representing himself. And today was the final pretrial conference, and he said in a couple of motions, you can see one of them is here, saying that he might want to subpoena the baboon Donald Trump. It's going to be his legal strategy. We'll see what's going on there, because the government has, I think, a little bit more robust strategy. They just released their exhibit list, and I have that queued up somewhere. Final tab I click, of course. And they got a lot of people coming in to talk about this.
It looks like Mexican food.
Underway next week.
Street tacos.
On what
El Primo, Toledo's the phone number. It's a taco truck, basically.
So it's going to be a great stream, my friends. Thanks for being here, and thanks for being...
this is an old Rite Aid that's closed down. It's a good spot for him. He's here almost every fucking day.
This morning, where we talked about what's going on over there.
I don't know if he has permission to be here or not.
Rightfully so. Sending out our love and wishing Godspeed to our fellow Englishmen who are just trying to reclaim their country that's been stolen from them, from their own people.
Oh, is he coming to talk to me?
And we'd love it if you became a member. We're going to do an after party today, so stick around, Membo. Stick around after the show. YouTube friends will get a new link. Local friends, hangs tight, and we'll see you there.
What's up?
You need something? You need something?
No, thank you. I'm DoorDash. I'm just waiting for an order.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right in. Got some serious briefs. Starting here. Massive victory for the American taxpayer, and a big
couldn't help it. You got head to be nosy.
Everybody's most
you need something
complicated judge, Judge Tanya Chutkan. Well, this is the case brought by individuals suing the Trump EPA, saying we want our.
I think he's just nervous.
The Climate United Fund sued the EPA in Lee Zeldin, and they've just lost today bigly. Now, I'm sure they're going to reappeal it.
Oh, we'll have mead there too.
But it is progressive.
Believe me.
Today was a major
good bourbons, mead.
He says, massive DC Circuit Court win for the Trump EPA and the taxpayers.
Even if it's not the flaming fucking Viking.
Gas reduction fund, whatever that is.
We'll get a mead on tap. There's a bunch of meaderies around here. We'll have a mead on tap. We'll rotate in.
I terminated these grants completely. And they flipped out. They said, we're entitled to that money, and it's like billions of dollars. And you remember that Stacey Abrams
we'll try it.
$2 billion of that, part of one of her funds. Now, she didn't get $2 billion personally, and a lot of the fact-checking out there says, well, Stacey Abrams didn't get $2 billion personally. So stop saying that. Well, she's on the board. She controls the money. It's going to her. They had no background or real budget at all, as we'll hear. But they wanted the money anyways, and it was just the Biden administration just dishing it all out at the last minute because they were ransacking the Treasury, of course, opposed to the American people. And so this was a big victory here. You can see the judge who was getting reversed on this is Judge Tanya Chutkan. She was the January 6th judge against Trump, and we largely viewed her as being
Buffalo Trace on tap. No, they already have it on the bottle there, so that's good enough.
Bizarre ruling.
They get the big bottles too, the big
very anti-Trump
leaders.
America, in our opinion. So she is getting reversed, and the court is basing the reversal on an abuse of discretion standard, saying you should have known better, Judge Tanya, but you didn't. And here is what the decision sounds like from the District of Columbia Circuit Court of Appeals, reversing Judge Tanya Chutkan in the case of Climate United
Red or dirty
versus the EPA. And remember, Citibank was where all that money was being stashed until the EPA went and got it back. And so here's what the judges said.
We'll give it till about 6:30, and then we're going to head out.
Circuit judges, this might go up for en banc, right? So they might appeal this to the full DC circuit, and they're going to delay the implementation of this order for a week. But this is still the decision coming out of the court. They write, courtesy of Judge Rao, the EPA awarded grants worth $16 billion to 5 nonprofits to promote the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, which is great because I don't know if that was like $16 billion to just stop Stacey Abrams from speaking or what. Citing concerns about conflicts of interest and lack of oversight, the EPA terminated the grants in March 2025. Thank you, President Trump. Now, the grantees sued, and the district court, Tanya Chutkin, entered a preliminary injunction ordering the EPA and Citibank to continue to fund the grants. Okay, Tanya's dishing out the cash. Here you go. Have some more greenhouse.
They already have
gas money.
both those.
So reduce some greenhouse gas. Yeah, we conclude the district court, Judge Tanya Chutkin, abused her discretion in issuing the injunction forcing Trump and the American.
I don't know. It's not that classy of a joint, but I mean, we're gonna try and get some music in there, though. Some live music.
They're not likely to succeed on the merits because their claims are essentially contractual.
And you don't want to change a bar that's present condition is working well.
It's not a constitutional crisis. Your livelihood is not being
No, you don't want to market to them. You don't want kids in there.
It's canceled.
The clientele that's in there is usually pretty steady and pretty good. They got a ton of regular customers. We wouldn't even consider changing the name for at least a year.
It's a contract clause. They'll file it in this court of federal claims, which has literally been set up.
I wouldn't even tell them. I wouldn't even advertise that it was under new ownership for a long time.
Strongly favor the government, which on behalf of the public must ensure proper oversight and management of this multi-billion-dollar fund. And so accordingly,
we're thinking a couple of different things, like 3 different nights, like a country night, a rock night, and even a jazzy blues night.
Abuse of discretion. I'm getting tired of saying it. Here's another one. And Judge Tanya abused her discretion many times over. Okay, she accelerated Trump's J6 case.
Yeah, it's Rossford. It's actually more of a. They actually have a bit of money in that area.
Limit exceptions and motions to be filed completely out of order to have maximum consequence.
I mean, of course, Bill's got tons of ideas and stuff like that, but I'm the one that's going to have him pumping the brakes on a lot of things he wants to do. I mean, what if we do the changes we make are going to be very slow and incremental, because you don't want to upset the current clientele that come in there. They're steady and they tip well. The waitresses are taken care of there, or the servers, the bartenders. I mean, you get a lot of contractors from the area and stuff like that. A lot of high vis vests walking in and stuff, but you don't get a bunch of bikers. You get some once in a while, but not a ton.
They violated the Supreme Court order 3 times, and he had to come down there and scold them over it. So what are they doing? Is this not enough? What else do they want?
I mean, it's not overdone. It's not over. The prices are decent for the nice atmosphere. Right now, it's called Red's Irish Goodbye, which technically it's like an Irish bar, but.
$27 billion for greenhouse gas reduction, which might be, human beings produce CO2. Do they call that greenhouse gases? I think they do. Now, in August 2024, EPA awarded $20 billion to 8 nonprofits pursuant to 2 of the grant programs that it created. They call it the National.
Yeah, that has a nice load of regulars there. So, I mean, there's people that I can walk in there 3 times a week, and the same people, some of the same people will be there. And if you start making changes, you lose a lot of those people. They come there for a reason. Generally, it's quieter. The music, it could be a little bit loud there once in a while, but only if the place is really busy.
The amount of money is just unfathomable.
Generally, the music is listen up. There's an order.
$2 billion for an
No.
and inclusive. Can't even
Go ahead and order.
Right. They got $1 billion.
Made the noise like an order.
And the Justice Climate Fund.
Order. There we go.
Almost
Speedway.
$1 billion. And it's just, ransacking from all of us. And it costs.
Okay, something fucked up happened here.
Everything is expensive. And it's because our own politicians have been ransacking our finances. Each grant was memorialized in an agreement, like a contract. The grant agreements have an unusual structure.
Came in and then disappeared.
And dispersed incrementally as grantees use the funds for the program purposes, whatever. EPA structured these grants with a middleman that would hold the funds as a financial agent of the United States. Now, according to the EPA, this was the first time the government used a financial agent because they wanted to get rid of the money, okay? Because they know that if the money stays with the Treasury, the next guy has control over it. So if they divest it to a third party to act as basically
I got
a broker,
an order. I got some notification for it, and then it just disappeared.
Then that's good, right? Because then the government can't come claw that back, as opposed to the Treasury to carry out this kind of program. Now, Treasury entered a financial agency agreement with Citibank, and they were going to hold the funds. As set forth in the grant agreement, if the funds were to be transferred,
he came in and got canceled instantly, or somebody else picked it up.
In a two-step transaction, and then there'd be
usually you get 30 seconds.
And they go to the bank and just say, "Can you
decide whether or not you're picking one up?"
Less oversight responsibility too. So, although the
knew I left there a little bit early,
the grantee's use of the funds remains highly restricted. I'm sure the money may be used only for the purposes and under the conditions of the grant agreement. It must be maintained at Citibank until the end of the performance. And it gives, this is important, the grantee's use of the funds is further restricted by account control agreements between the EPA, Citibank, and the ACAs give the government a right to exclusive control over the Citibank accounts if they want it back. If the government exercises that right, Citibank must follow the transferee instructions and send it back. And they must do it without further consent by the grantee. Okay, they don't get to object and stop this money from coming back. The ACAs, the agreements, expressly acknowledge that Citibank acts as a financial agent of the United States and the Department of Treasury. So if we want it, it is our money. Now, the sheer scale of the grant program.
Well, they already do a few. They've got Guinness on tap there. But
and the method of allocating
as far as the foods go, most of that's
attention and criticism. Yeah. The record includes a widely publicized video in which
just regular bar food
was reported describing how, quote, until recently, he said, until recently, his role was to make sure that proper processes are in place, to prevent fraud and abuse. But after the election of Trump, the EPA was just trying to get all the money out as fast as possible before they came in.
I've known this bar for a long time. I knew the previous owner for the one that's trying to sell it.
He wins, just shoveling it out, just throwing it out the back of the window. The employees compared the situation, Coley, to throwing gold bars off the Titanic, okay? And that's our money. This is like theft, and so I hope there's a lot more to this. Who was doing that? Who was violating the law? Did the law say you can do that or not? So who broke those protocols and those procedures in violation of the directives that the law mandates? And where did it happen in the Biden
I have a little tab of my backpack sticking out the bottom of the door or something.
The month before Trump's inauguration, EPA modified the grant agreements. They just changed it with no apparent consideration for the grantees.
The fucking state troopers in a hurry.
Grantees aren't really putting skin in the game. All right, they're getting a benefit without having changing.
Oh, really?
Like you enter into a contract, they use the agreements.
So well, I'll tell you what, fucking Swanton was dead. I'm just heading for the suck.
Oh, you're gonna give up this right, or you're gonna get this right, you're gonna get this money or this asset or whatever. There's some consideration. It's not just a gift. Because
that's where I stay around the Dussel area mostly. Between
and so they didn't do that.
Dussel and
so you could have taken it back from us, and now you can't.
Between Dussel and Conant, back and forth between there.
So the judge says there's no consideration for this. Like, why did they get that extra benefit? To make it more difficult for the government to terminate the grants. In fact, in December 2024,
chat me up with all your names, dear.
The government unilaterally
my dear
modified the grant agreements, these treasonous monsters, including by eliminating any reference to termination for agency priorities. They changed the deal, requiring credible evidence for a violation of federal criminal law before the government could terminate anything. Okay, so they like tightened it up.
You just missed Dirty. He was laughing about how he was chatting you up for about 10 minutes before he figured out who he was talking to the other day when he got his new phone.
And they wanted to give the grantees an expanded right and inauguration. An expanded right inauguration.
Would you end up getting long drinks?
And to require Citibank to continue to disperse the funds. Now, after the change in the administration, the EPA reviewed the grants and raised concerns about conflicts of interest.
Did Balder defile his cage?
Of the chosen grantees, like Stacey Abrams. Lack of government oversight and control over tens of billions of dollars. Last-minute amendments to the grant agreements and the contracts. It's all just by criminals. In February, the FBI, like imagine if you were doing this at your private company, like you're quitting. You're like, we're just going to unload everything. Some people do that. They quit. They take all the, all the staplers and all the extra paper, all the printer toner. You're going to take your toner with you. Okay, great. Okay, nobody prosecutes that for those things. All right, whatever. Be gone. That's why we fired you. But this is like ransacking, right? Like, if you're in a corporation and the board ransacks everything at the last minute, you kind of get Enron and everybody gets pretty upset about it. But if it's the Biden administration and if it's Stacey Abrams and all these green lunatics and they're getting billions of dollars, it's all just kind of policy. Now, in February 2025, the FBI recommended, so Trump comes in, now changing of the guard, they're throwing gold bars over the Titanic. FBI recommended to Citibank that it placed an administrative freeze on accounts associated with the grantees. You're not getting that money, Citibank.
I should prefer that or the regular.
As the government's financial agent, Citibank said, okay, Trump's here. They
Black's pretty good too.
Dispersing the funds, thankfully. EPA also referred the matter to the Office of Inspector General for investigation. Let's go. That's what we like to see. Shortly thereafter, the EPA terminated the grant agreements. Yeah, because there are a bunch of criminals, man. This is rotten. There are people in here rotten top to bottom who should be prosecuted. I would imagine that. Kind of speculating on that. But even the judge is going, what the heck? And this is all last minute. You've got witnesses saying gold bars over the Titanic. All of our standard protections are being ordered around. The grantees sued. We want our money. You can't take it from us. This is unlawful, arbitrary, and capricious, even though all of their changes are exactly that. They sought a preliminary injunction stopping them from terminating the grants and forcing the money to go out. And guess what happened? Judge Tanya Chutkan, the J6 judge, she entered the injunction. She says, pay them. She held that it had jurisdiction, Tanya said. The grantees' claims were not essentially contractual, and therefore they didn't need to go into the appropriate court. Okay, contract claims, again, there's a lot of contracts with the federal government. And every time there was a contract,
did he wet it or did he just tear it apart?
And the breaching or the non-breaching party was filing claims in federal courts saying my constitutional rights have been violated. The government canceled my contract. We would have lawsuits out the wazoo. We never get any business done. So Congress created the Court of Federal Claims. You got a claim against the federal government? File it over here. See over there. But Tanya Chutkan said, no, this actually isn't a contract claim because it's like the climate and everyone's going to die. And so they had basically a right to that money. And if you're taking away a right, then you do process.
Oh, that's cool. It wasn't that long.
So on
6
the
hours. Well, not even that.
Tanya, who is getting
4 hours
aggressively right here, concluded the grantees were going to win.
That's good to hear. It's perfect size, though. It's going to be a pain in the butt if we do have to wash that mat again, though, because that divider pushes down on it. And they use the law to. Oh, he's fine.
She supported an injunction. She says,
I think the other half of that Benadryl is in the tray there.
And there are already sufficient
I put it in the tray where the remote and stuff is.
So it's all good. And they're going to fulfill the objectives of the grant. I have no idea what this has to do with anything. And sufficient protections are in place to prevent the reckless spending. So it's like her judgment is better than the president's. Now, the district court further concluded that an injunction halting any unlawful action, all right, can you define that, serves the public interest, and the court stopped Citibank as well, enjoined them, requiring them to disperse the funds. So
you're turning fucking right.
Following Trump's orders, give them the money. Now, DC Circuit says, all right, we stayed her injunction. We said, no, you don't have to continue to dish out that money pending the appeal. And we ordered everybody to just stand by, thereby
probably another dasher that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Commitments in reliance of the disputed funds, and now we accelerated all of this to get to the merits of this case, and here we are.
All right, I'll be right back.
While this litigation was pending, Congress also enacted legislation repealing the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund. Our partial stay did not lift the portion of the orders enjoining the grant terminations, so the funds at issue in this case remain at Citibank, and they remain obligated, right? So the greenhouse reduction, like this is already money that's out the door. So
All right. Fucking idiot kids in there. But it's the way it is, the way it goes. What happened to the show? It cut off? we're just going to cut it off for now because it's going to keep cutting out every time I walk away from the car. You going? Oh my God. Fucking idiots. All right. Let's see. Back on the.
This is from the Meritopia. The impact of Marx and
Everybody's
Engels on
favorite Jew.
mankind has been enormous and devastating. Notwithstanding 100 years of communist tyranny and mass genocide, the fanatics cling to the utopia.
Hey, Jody.
The failure is in man and the men who bastardize communism.
Who you playing the first week?
Castro and all. Not in the dogma, they say. True communism, they argue, has never been faithfully executed. After all, is Marx and
I predicted to lose by 10.
Workers' paradise is inevitable.
According to my present lineup, anyway.
Explain that further when we return.
When Jeff Lewis is live and uncensored, no one knows what's going to happen.
Before every show, we've been asked to run down the Jeff Lewis Live checklist. Lawyers ready? Check whenever you're on Jeff Lewis Live. Always add a legend.
Allegedly.
Yes. Management, ready. I got my boss angry with me, calling me out. Law enforcement, check. Police, FBI, keep your distance. Probably will bring down.
I already got bugs on my fucking windshield.
Lewis Live, weekdays at 12 p.m. East, 9 a.m. West, only on Radio Andy, Sirius XM 102.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-611-8892. 800-611-8892.
Optima Tax Relief.
Actual client compensated for sharing their experience. Visit OptimaTaxRelief.com for details.
In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick two. What if you could have all three at the same time? That's exactly what Cohere, Thomson Reuters, and Specialized Bikes have, since they upgraded to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run any workload in a high availability, consistently high performance environment and spend less than you would with other clouds. How is it faster? OCI's block storage gives you more operations per second.
All right, I'll be right back.
OCI costs up to 50% less for compute, 70% less for storage, and 80% less for networking. Better? In test after test, OCI customers report lower latency and higher bandwidth versus other clouds. This is the cloud built for AI and all your biggest workloads. Right now, with zero commitment, try OCI for free. Head to oracle.com/patriot. That's oracle.com/patriot.
The lights just went out. The fridge, dead. The AC, silent. And your phone, half charged. When disaster strikes, how you prepared beforehand could save your life. Because when the lights go dark, people get desperate. They'll fight for food, beg for water, and do almost anything to get their hands on power. Being prepared and staying discreet could be what keeps you alive. That's why I trust the Patriot Power Generator 2500X from 4 Patriots. It's fume-free, silent, and powerful enough to run your fridge, freezer, CPAP, even medical devices. With no gas, no noise, and no unwanted attention. Just clean, quiet power when you need it most. And right now, for National Preparedness Month only, you'll get a free expansion pack, plus a free solar panel. That's a $2,100 value, yours free. This has never been done before and will never happen again. Go to 4patriots.com. That's the number 4patriots.com to claim your free expansion pack and free solar panel. Don't wait until it's too late. Prepare before the panic.
Is your business struggling to balance your workforce with project demands? Controlling expenses while maintaining day-to-day operations is tricky. Specialized Recruiting Group provides professional contractors to flex up for peak seasons without increasing your full-time staff. Go to srgpros.com right now to get the expert contractors you need. Specialized Recruiting Group, a better way to manage your professional workforce. Go to srgpros.com right now to get started.
On Fox 1, you can stream your favorite news, sports, and entertainment live all in one app. It's raw and unfiltered. This is the best thing ever. Watch breaking news as it breaks. Breaking tonight, we're following two major stories. It's history in the making. Debates, drama, touchdown. It's all here, baby. Fox 1. We live for live. Streaming now. Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus.
All right, I got another
For
order.
almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing
Some bullshit, man.
from seniors.
It said I refused that fucking first order.
We've created a free
I was trying to
calculator so you can
pause my shit so I could dispute it.
There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value for your life insurance.
But then I got another order.
Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago Senator Dick Durbin. And now Dick Durbin has a new scheme, a government takeover of your credit card. Today, consumers have thousands of choices in credit cards, all with equal, strong security. But Durbin's plan is less competition and less security. And that means more risk for your credit and your identity. Tell Republicans in Congress, stop Dick Durbin's takeover of your credit card before it's too late.
Freedom of speech for the Second Amendment.
We are
Sirius XM Patriot.
Channel 125.
Conservative principles live here. All men. Mark Levin is on the radio.
It's a sushi from Kroger by Snow Fox. I don't know what that means, but we'll figure it out.
The great one. The great one. Launch with it. Dial in now. 877-381-3811. So wherever Marxism has been tried, it has resulted in impoverishment and humanity of the worst kind. So we're always told, well, it's the wrong person, Stalin and Mao. It's never really been tried. So I wrote that 13 years ago. I want to say something now that is not intended to be controversial, but I know it will be, and it will be exploited in this state. But let me be clear. The people who keep telling us what America's youth believe, people who run organizations that are focused on colleges, we have young people who form their own little groups, and they go on TV. Then we have older people telling us what young people believe. First of all, young people, that's a very nebulous term. What does that mean? And it amazes me that people claim to speak for all these young people. They claim to speak for everyone. When they don't speak for anybody. They form groups. They tell the groups what to think. They tell you what the groups think, which is really to advance their own ideology and agenda. We see this all across the board. Well, let me tell you now what I think. As somebody who spent most of my life studying history, and writing about it.
Apparently, you can get Kroger sushi on DoorDash now.
Let me make clear that I'm not talking about every young person, because there are young people in this country who serve in
No, I don't. He's going to let me know when he's getting near town. I'll just end my shit there. But once I'm done with this order, I got to call support. That first order, they fucking said I refused it, which is bullshit. The fucking app crashed when I tried to accept it. And by the time I got the app back open, it was gone. They're saying I refused the order. That goes against my fucking rating.
Youth have always conducted themselves.
But no, I don't know when.
But there's apparently a big swath.
He's with his girlfriend in Cleveland right now, so he may be on his way back if he's.
And so they find appealing.
But yeah.
The Marxist propaganda, which even the Islamists use, that if you're not achieving, it's not your fault.
I don't even know where the fucking sushi kiosk is here.
It's the fault of the system. If you're not achieving, it's
probably by the deli, which is on this side, I think. So
It's not you. You don't have any responsibility. You have a right to have your education subsidized, the birth of your children subsidized, your food subsidized,
Oh,
your
this fucking idiot.
transportation subsidized, your housing subsidized, if not for free. Those are your rights. I mean, after all, we have billionaires in this country. Against whom you should be proselytizing, should be very upset. Look what they've stolen from you. Look what
fucking cars like on the line over there.
Look at what.
All right, I'll be right back. Let's see how long this takes.
This is all dressed up Marxism course for tyrannical, totalitarian, centralized police state. Climate change. Look at how American industry is destroying your future. It's existential. It's worse than war itself. And so we literally have millions of young people. Again, I stress not all, but millions, and that's enough. Who believe that they're owed whatever they want. That they should be whatever they want because it's equality or it's a right. And somebody else is responsible for them to get there. And if they don't get there, it's the fault of the other person or the other groups of people or the system. These are the individuals, not all, but millions, who don't dust themselves off and decide, you know what? I'm responsible for myself. I have the freedom to determine what I'm going to be and how I'm going to be. It's either their parents' fault or their grandparents' fault or government's fault or history's fault. You can't afford a home? Well, we have to destroy the city to make sure you can, says Mondani. Food's too expensive? Well, we'll make it cheaper just by nationalizing it or taking it over. Fuel's too expensive? And I could go down the list here. Life is a challenge. Life is an everyday challenge. With freedom comes hard work, accountability, responsibility, individualism. Your freedom ought not require somebody else's enslavement. That is, your freedom shouldn't require somebody else to pay higher taxes to subsidize you in an economic perspective. Or this whole system shouldn't be turned inside out because of you. It's much easier for those who are lazy of mind and body to attack the successful. They're not really successful, you see. It's unequal. They're oppressors. They've used the system. The system's always been bastardized, you see. The system has always been racist. It's always been bigoted. I would be something. I will have already accomplished something. I will have already been a great poet or a wealthy person or a great painter or whatever. But for the fact that, fill in the blank. If I can't afford something, a house, I have a right to a house. So something's wrong. If I can't afford to get a master's degree, then something's wrong because I want a master's degree. If I can't afford fill in the blank, it's not me. It doesn't mean I should change course. Doesn't mean maybe I did something wrong and should be a little circumspect and maybe figure that out. No. It's the billionaire down the street. It's capitalism. It's Donald Trump. It's my parents. It's my grandparents. It's something else. It's not me. This is a very dangerous and sick psychology for a society. Because what's happening more and more, the uniqueness of this society, freedom, let's take that, number one, is being used against itself. That phrase, you're free to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and make something of yourself, is now mocked. Well, I can't. Why? Because the system, because of the climate, because of the environment. And I fear this is what is in the way people live under it or die. Marxism doesn't have the answers, same reason. The way people live under it or die. Every one of these societies are impoverished in every respect. In every respect. What you see going on in our country could never go on in a Marxist country, could never go on in an Islamist country or an Islamist group, ever. You people who have now in some ways successfully characterized themselves as the oppressed, characterized themselves as the righteous, as the liberators, when in fact they're just garden variety thugs. Violent, monstrous thugs. And we are destroying ourselves. We're destroying ourselves. The people with this mindset populate a significant percentage of our lifetime federal appointed judges. Our entire college and university system is overwhelmed with faculty and administrators that push this kind of thinking on our young people, which is why there's such a distinction between the views of people who are in an older generation and the younger generation. Again, there are exceptions. There always will be and there always are, but that's not my point. With people going to the White House and they're telling the president, people I know, the president has told, saying, you know, Mr. President, because of the way Israel is fighting, young people are turning on Israel and they're becoming anti-Semitic. This is from people who are promoting anti-Semitism and hatred of Israel. It's more than that. When it comes here directly to the United States. What we're seeing, what we're hearing, how the media serve as a voice for this ideology. Even some conservative media believe they have to balance, quote unquote, their reporting with this stuff.
All right. Well, that was unusual.
I fear that if we ever need a draft, if there's ever a full-out war with the Communist Chinese, and they outnumber us 5-1 in terms of people. If there's ever a draft,
this guy's not gonna let me out.
The greatest resistance to a draft in the history of this country people flooding into Canada or somewhere else. I truly wonder if many, not all, but many of these people
Sushi, yeah.
would have fought in World War II. What would their position be in the American Revolutionary War? I truly wonder. Because here's the truth. The next one, Mr. Producer. The vast majority of
cash
people
tip.
in this country have never had something. By the way, like the vast majority of people who aren't that young, but I'm focused in on this generation. The vast majority have never had something. There hasn't been a draft. There's no requirement for government service of the sort that is patriotic. I'm not talking about joining the civil service or public sector union. I'm talking about, requirements. That's they've never been more subsidized. This generation than past young generations never. And I'm worried about it. I'm very worried about it. They're very vulnerable as a result.
Required.
Very, very vulnerable. Vulnerable to the Marxists and the Islamists. Very vulnerable.
Did you do the fucking chopsticks and shit?
They become
You guy's a fucking idiot. You didn't fucking do the chopsticks and stuff.
Drugs.
Ah!
Lifestyle.
My bad. Fuck.
Few and fewer young people are people of faith. Again, many are. I'm talking about those who are not. But fewer and fewer are. And that's a problem. Because that's where we get our morality from. Not government, not from TV, not from the news.
Yeah, and there, she's not going to be happy because I don't see fucking chopsticks or soy sauce in here.
We'll be right back.
She wanted 3 of each. I had to replace the smoked salmon for fresh salmon.
From comedy icons like Eddie Murphy, Joan Rivers, Rodney Dangerfield, and Jeff Foxworthy to modern masters like Jerry Seinfeld, Dave Chappelle, and Kevin Hart. It's stand-up at its best, 24/7, timeless jokes, unforgettable punchlines. Just once I'd like to say to the doctor, you know what? I'm not ready for you yet. When you go back in your little office, I'll be in a minute. And get your pants off. Legends who made us laugh for generations. Comedy greats, where comedy icons live.
Fucking Jared's fucking sending me. Duke's sending me message after message. She doesn't realize I'm working. If they did forget it, I'm gonna go fucking. Here, let me just screenshot this. I already have the
Money Press weekly paycheck method. These days, I'm a passive trader hauling in more cash while being able to sleep at night than I ever dreamed possible. I'm passionate about the market and I like to keep it simple. My methods are changing thousands of lives and I'm confident it can change yours. But let the proof do the talking by going to accountproof.com. That's accountproof.com.
I don't know why it sent me to this fucking Kroger though. There's a Kroger that's like closer.
$54,000 account to $174,000 in less than 9 months. That works out to 5.8% per week. You'll see the proof right inside my real brokerage account. This isn't about overnight riches, but once you discover this for yourself, you can start on this same path overnight. You're 7 minutes away from changing everything you thought you knew about trading and investing. Go to accountproof.com to get started. That's accountproof.com.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is
I didn't realize how far away
available,
this was.
including
Fuck.
the VA benefits.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-947-7722. That's 800-947-7722. Again, 800-947-7722.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, and no, this isn't a timeshare cancellation ad. I'm here to help you break free from your
dude fucking trying to go super fast.
Red Pocket Mobile. Did you know the average American wireless bill is $140 a month? At Red Pocket, plans start at just $10 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data with absolutely no games and no price increases ever. But it gets even better. Red Pocket gives you your choice of all three major mobile networks for the very best 5G coverage anywhere you are. And you get to keep your phone and number. At Red Pocket Mobile, you don't have to settle. I don't see how anyone could say no to getting one low, locked-in price and 3 5G networks. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Switch and get one locked-in low price, 3 5G networks, and live customer care in 2 minutes. Go to redpocket.com. That's redpocket.com, redpocket.com.
Strong national defense, legal immigration. We are Sirius XM Patriot, Channel 125. Conservative principles live here.
Let me ask you this. Podcasting, some of the others out there, subscription hosts, I don't know. What are platforms? What do people actually learn from these people? What do they learn? Conspiracy theories? Bigotry and racism? That they can smoke pot on a video? Which, what is that a big accomplishment, Mr. Producer? They want to be cool? You see, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm telling you in the last half hour or so is considered a big problem because, you know, we're going to get ratings from young people who can't explain what I just explained. I get ratings from everybody by giving my opinion. This is what I tell people who want to get into this business. You respect the audience will respect you. Don't play games. Don't play mind games. 22 years today, I began this 6 p.m. show on WABC.
Cool. She gave me $5. That's cool. She got some free sushi, though.
I want to spend a little bit more time on this in the next hour. When was the last time you bragged about your wireless company?
I'm probably done. That pissed me off. Plus, I need to reach out to support about that first order.
I forgave $10 million
Let me call them.
in veteran debt. Did you know my wireless company raised almost $500,000 to help prevent veteran suicide? In other words, when your wireless company's Pure Talk founded by a vet, there's a whole lot to brag about. You can even brag about the coverage you get with Pure Talk, a 5G network that is insanely fast, dependable, and secure. You can definitely brag about how much money you save with Pure Talk. Unlimited talk, text, plenty of data, just $25 a month, saving the average family over $1,000 a year. Folks, I switched. It's painless. It saves you money. It makes you proud. It's time to switch to my favorite wireless company, Pure Talk. If you're on Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, you're getting ripped off in my view. Just move on. Now, pound $250 and say keyword Mark Levin. Save an additional 50% off your first month. Again, pound 250. Say keyword Mark Levin. Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team will help you switch in as little as 10 minutes. It's painless. And when you're done, you're going to say, why the heck didn't I do this before? Pure Talk. Wireless, worth bragging about. I'll be right back.
Yeah, he didn't have no chopsticks in there, no fucking soy sauce. She's like, don't worry, honey, I'm Asian. I got plenty of chopsticks. I'm like, listen, I'll go back and get it. She said, nope, you're good, honey. And she handed me a 5.
This is Chuck. If someone talked to you,
She was actually a sweetheart about it. We'll see what she says in the rating.
My advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-420-2255. That's 800-420-2255.
Discover a franchise that works as hard as you do. Beefaroo. Beefaroo is a beloved Midwestern brand with a loyal following that goes back nearly 60 years. We've been serving up famously delicious burgers, fries, and shakes since 1967. It's a brand built on Midwestern values, powered by a quality menu with simple operations. A formula that translates nationwide. Beefaroo is
she was a sweetheart.
Well-established American fast casual restaurant system with franchisees who share our passion for providing the highest quality customer experience at an affordable price. As a growing brand with prime territories available nationwide, you can build something your community will love. We offer flexible footprint options to fit different markets and investment levels, and we have proven systems and support so you can focus on growing Beefaroo in your community. Seize the opportunity to become a Beefaroo franchise.
It just me off, so I'm done.
Visit BeefarooFranchise.com to start your journey today.
Offers accepted. 2 out of 3. Fuck off.
Chicago Senator Dick Durbin. And now Dick Durbin has a new scheme, a government takeover of your credit card. Today, consumers have thousands of choices in credit cards, all with equal, strong security. But Durbin's plan is less competition and less security. And that means more risk for your credit and your identity. Tell Republicans in Congress, stop Dick Durbin's takeover of your credit card before it's too late.
This is Patriot. I'm really excited about the fact that for the first time in a very long time, workers' wages are rising faster than inflation. You're able to buy more, you're able to do more.
Really?
We're just getting started. Conservative principles live here. Sirius XM Patriot.
Here's this hour from Town Hall here in Washington. President Trump says he'll direct federal law enforcement intervention to combat crime in Chicago and Baltimore. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
We're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. The president will be taking action over the objections of state and local officials in both Chicago and Baltimore.
We're going to do it anyway. We have the right to do it because I have an obligation to protect this country.
Donald Trump has already sent National Guard troops into Washington and federalized the police force here in the nation's capital, where he has legal authority. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Israel is calling up reservists ahead of a new military offensive in Gaza. Correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports.
The beginning of September call-up comes as ground and air forces press forward and pursue more targets in northern and central Gaza, including Zaytun, once the city's largest neighborhood with markets, schools.
Thank you for calling DoorDash. I have noticed that you have a Dasher account with DoorDash. Are you calling in as a Dasher?
Yes.
We can see that you are not assigned any orders. Are you calling in because you are not getting orders?
No.
Got it. I'm sorry. I don't know how to answer that. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
Missed order because of application crash.
Okay. First, check if the app is updated and the network is stable.
It is.
If the issue persists, try logging out and back in, or uninstall and reinstall the app. This should help resolve the issue with the application crashing and missing orders. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
Would like offer removed from rating.
Got it.
If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
Can I speak to a human?
This session may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance and training purposes. Your continued participation in this session will be considered as express consent to be monitored or recorded. Please stay on the line after your call for a brief survey about your experience.
God, they got the lamest music. Is that Partridge Family? I don't remember the music from it. Must be busy. I think they're just trying to wait me out, see how long I'll wait on hold. Fuckers. I gotta realize they're recording me even when I'm not, while I'm on hold. Our system at the recovery center does that too. There's the shitty KFC from last night. He just passed. It's gonna be so nice to, for real, be working for myself if this works out, man.
Good calling. Premium Cashier Support. My name is Raymond. How can I help?
Hey, Raymond. I just ended a dash. The first offer I received, I clicked accept, and the app crashed. And then when I got logged back in, it said that I had refused it. I did not refuse it. Can we have that removed, please?
Okay, I got it. I understand it sounds frustrating because You did not refuse this order.
No, it was the first order that came in. I was ready to go.
Okay, that's the first order, right?
Yeah.
From Speedway.
Yep.
Okay. 1 second. By the way, am I speaking with Norman?
You are.
Okay. By the way, Norman, I just want to say thank you for being one of our Platinum Dasher, okay?
Oh, yeah. I'll get back to work as soon as we get this result.
Okay. 1 second.
I like to keep that rating too. And when it says I refused one, I'm like, no, I need to get this fixed.
Okay.
Oh, it's a beautiful motorcycle.
Norman.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. Norman,
Yes.
what I'm going to do, I already did my documentation here on my end.
Okay.
And please try to give me your email address that I can. All right. 8665. Okay. Your ID number. All right. 7. Okay. Great. So now I'm about to submit this to them.
All right.
Okay. So now already submitted. So if you have any more question, Norman, please call us back again.
Will do. I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Okay. And also always check your acceptance ratings time to time
Mm-hmm.
so that they can be able to, to revert it back.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So I just want to ask you, Norman, did I help you with your concern?
Yes, you did. I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. Thank you also for calling Premium Dasher Support. Okay. Bye for now and drive safe always. Okay?
Will do.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Welcome to your after call survey. Thank you for taking the time to complete the following 2 questions. Did we resolve your issue? If yes, press 1. If no, press 2. How satisfied are you with your support experience? Strongly satisfied, press 1. Satisfied, press 2. Thank you for being a valued DoorDash customer and completing our post-call survey. Goodbye.
All right.
Cities be transformed, streets emptied, and buildings reduced to rubble as it becomes what Israel's military last week called a dangerous combat zone. The reservists call-up will be gradual and will include 60,000, Israel's military said last month. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
President Trump says the U.S. has carried out a
Yeah, he was actually a pretty good
vessel
Majid to deal with.
Venezuela that was operated by the Tren de Aragua gang.
He had a pretty good accent.
The president said 11 were killed in the operation.
I don't mind, as long as I can understand
him.
him.
Social media posting the strike occurred while the terrorists were at sea in international waters transporting illegal narcotics heading to the United States. On Wall Street, a down day as the Dow dropped 249 points, the Nasdaq down 175, the S&P 5. More at townhall.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo.
I'm about to call Duke, I think.
It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month.
If he answers, I'm going to mute it.
We're both on the road, buddy. All right, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Yeah. I was just talking to Duke about his health and stuff and about
50 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an
the opportunity that we have.
first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Two familiar corporate food brands are ending their mega food merger.
10 years after Kraft and Heinz got together in a major merger that created one of the biggest food companies on the planet, they're splitting up. Now, one of the companies will include shelf-stable meals and brands such as Heinz, Philadelphia cream cheese, and Kraft mac and cheese. The other will include brands such as Oscar Mayer, Kraft
No, I hung up
and
with him.
Lunchables. The company in 2015 wanted to capitalize on its massive scale, but shifting tastes complicated those plans. All
right, guys, I'll talk to you later. I'll probably go live again when I'm done chatting here.
A federal judge ordered a
Love
major
y'all.
makeover of Google's search engine and a crackdown aimed at